Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give you guys a quick yard tour. Not all the work is done, but it's going to be something I work on all summer long. So I'm going to show you kind of like where I'm at and my plans. So I'm just starting here on the back porch. I don't know if I showed this in another video, so I'll go over it quick. I've got a boxwood wreath on the door. And then over here, I've just got a little box. This was like a growing box that my grandfather had in his basement, and I stenciled herbs on it. Some flower pots there. That's my Fresh Flower Market DIY sign. And then just a little wooden bin with some terracotta pots and then my garden shears. Over here I have that large copper boiler pan that I got from my grandfather's basement, and I just have a Boston fern sitting in it. Up here I have a wind chime, a garden tool one. And then that dollar store thermometer. Here I've got my little collection of watering cans going. So TJ Maxx, Country Living Fair, and Target. And then here on the steps is where I have my container garden. So this top one is hot lobelia. Below it I've got pansies and a little copper tea kettle. That one's verbena. That one was called Stock, and that one's not doing so great anymore. Then I have ivy below that, my salvia, and then down here I have fernleaf lavender. And then here I have a pot of basil that wasn't doing so well in my kitchen. I don't think it's going to recover, but I tried. So I will take you around the side here. This is the first flower bed I worked on clearing. And all these flower beds around the entire house, they put down a layer of like roof shingles. So I don't know whether they did it as a water barrier or a weed barrier. But I started with this one just to make sure the basement wasn't going to leak when I removed it. So here I just have 3 salvia plants. And then I've got this little garden sign I picked up at Home Goods. That's ugly, but hopefully things will grow over it eventually. That's for the sump pump, just in case the basement floods. And then this little plant here, I don't know what it is, so if any of you guys know, please let me know. This I transplanted from my grandmother's yard. She took it from my great-grandmother's yard, and it spreads apparently every year, and it looks kind of like a pine tree, but it also flowers. So if anybody knows what this is, please let me know in the comment section. And then I just put little pavers here. All these pavers were found on the property, so I didn't have to pay for any of that. Down here is the basement door. And then this I uncovered last year. My husband and I were just out here raking leaves, and we found there's a French drain system. So it's always cool when you find things like that. Up here I have a little bush, and I think this is called spirea. And it's just starting to flower now. It gets pink flowers. And this actually we thought was a weed in the beginning. We chopped it down to the ground and it grew back. And then that's where I have that little obelisk. So that's the front and my bird feeders. We've got little stairs with a pathway up this way. And then in the front of the house there's 2 raised beds, and they were already here also. So I just planted sweet woodruff in them. And I have to do some weeding. I did a little bit, but it's kind of out of control. So I planted that, or put it in the ground on Mother's Day, and it's still living. So I think that one's pretty good. And then I've got 3 solar lights on each side. And the solar lights are just from Christmas tree shops, and the stands are from the Dollar Tree. Up there I've got my 4th of July banners. Same thing over here with the sweet woodruff and the solar lights. And then my mom got me that for Easter. And then here is that sidewalk I uncovered. I was going to do an edging, and I started uncovering blocks, and I went further and found there's a whole little walkway here. So I'm going to put the weed whacker on this and kind of try and clean some of the dirt and stuff up. Over here I just flattened out dirt. We're going to put down grass seed. So you can see there's like a lot. This in the center here was actually like a raised garden bed, but it was falling apart and we weren't going to use it. So we took all the posts and the fencing down and I used the tiller to kind of flatten it out, and we're going to put grass seed on that too. So you can see we've got a lot of woods around us. Back when Hurricane Sandy hit, we lost a ton of trees, so I tried to make the best of a bad situation and kind of line them up as like a fence. In the summer, the green grows up and you kind of can't see any of that other junk behind it. Over here on the line where that log border stops, I have a bunch of rows of Sharons, and these I transplanted from my grandmother's yard too. I think there's 24 total. So I did them, I mulched the bottoms, and hopefully they're going to kind of grow up and block out all that ugliness. And this is what I've been working on right now. This is kind of like my favorite section. So I found all these pavers except for 6 lying around the yard. There was some in the woods, some buried under the dirt. But overall it turned out to be like a really affordable project. So then we just put some mulch down, and we just picked up the cheap kind at Walmart. Over here I have a rhododendron and a bird bath. And the things underneath of the bird bath and that little center ornament, I found those somewhere on the property too. I don't know what they're actually used for, kind of like to lift something up. So there's my DIY bee skep, my salvia plants. There's that little mouse on a rock. Over here I just have 2 stepping stones that I found at a yard sale for $1 a piece, and they kind of just lead out to that thing in the center. So over here, these ones in the front are Scabiosa, and they're actually like a purpley pink color. On the camera they're not showing up real great. So I've got 2 of them. That back there is a pink ice Iberis, and that is a little birdhouse bee skep thing I picked up at a yard sale for $1. All these little plants back here I also transplanted from my grandma's yard, and these are called bee balm, and from what I understand they're supposed to like spread and kind of fill out, so I'm hoping that whole section will kind of be covered with them. And then these are little glass watering balls that I picked up at Dollar General after I saw Kim from my Feathered Nest video. She had a couple of these in her flower pots and I thought they were cute. And then over here in this section I have myrtle there, and those are morning glories. And I'm going to build a wooden arbor type thing here for them to climb up. So that'll be my next DIY project I work on. And then I left all that open for right now. I don't know what I'll put in there. I'm thinking maybe some kind of like a water feature. I saw some solar fountain type kits on eBay, and I thought maybe just in like a galvanized bucket just to make the sound of running water would be cool. So like over here is where the house is, and that's all still a really, really gross mess. I've got to rake all the pine needles away. Like you can see the siding underneath, like I said, are these shingles. So I'll rake that all the way from there. Our air conditioner. Back here I have this little stump, which I use sometimes for like a bird bath or something, so I've got to kind of DIY one of those up. I put some solar lights on one of those bushes back there, so I'll kind of come out at nighttime and show you how it looks. Back here is the little screen door room I'm working on. And those posts that are upright, I am going to paint the same color as the doors. And the floor is not 100% finished. I'm buying wood as I go to make it more affordable. So you can see I picked like a teal color. That light up there is a solar light. That's from Tractor Supply. That's a corbel I found at a consignment shop for a few dollars. I am slowly adding decking boards as I go, and right now they're really dirty, but... And then I hung some solar lights up along the top of this, and they were from Christmas tree shops. They were actually, I guess, made to go in an umbrella. I didn't know that at the time, so I had a fun time trying to hook them up and make them look good, but when it's on at night it does look pretty. So the solar lights just kicked on, and I don't know if you're really going to see anything through my viewfinder. It just looks like a bunch of lights. But that's that little bush. And then back there is that little screen room that I made. So you can see they kind of just go up on the ceiling. I'll walk you guys out there. So the brighter one that's hanging is that Tractor Supply one. And then these kind of crisscross across the ceiling of that little room. Eventually I'll have chairs and a fire pit or something. We can just sit out here and relax at night. But yeah, that's how they look in the dark when the solar lights kick on. So this is where we turn around and come back to the house. That there used to be a coal cellar. Right now it's just like a creepy little room in our basement. And then I moved the grill out back because I thought it makes more sense next to the kitchen door. I have this pink bike here that I'm working on right now. I'm going to attach a wooden crate to the back of it and prop it up in the woods with some flowers or something growing out of the crate. I'm just trying to decide if I should take the tires off or leave them on. I kind of like the white wall look. So yeah, that is the outside of my house and kind of like what I've been working on and what I'm going to be working on for a long time to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it. Thank you for watching.